This is One on One. I am honored to introduce my television brother, Rafael Pi Roman, host of MetroFocus and co-host and executive producer of New Jersey Capitol Report. How you doing, buddy?
Very good. After 21 years, you got me just where you want me, don't you?
Now, you are in the dangerous seat right now.
I know.
I could ask you anything you want. You have to answer.
You mind if I answer as long as I ask questions?
No, because we're running out of time
Okay,
already.
all right.
How you doing?
Very good, very good. Good to be here with you, man.
How much do you love what you do?
There is no word to express it. And I don't want to say because the president of the station may be watching.
Neil Shapiro.
Yeah, he'll realize that he doesn't have to pay me to do this.
Don't say that. I never say that out loud. Don't listen. In all seriousness, because you had a career at NBC here in New York, you understand commercial TV very well. Biggest difference, by the way, between that world and this world. We don't want to trash that world.
No. That world is fine.
Difference?
I mean, the biggest difference for me when I came was that Bill Moyers, Charlie Rose, and Robert McNeil were here all in one place.
Not bad.
That was the big difference then. The big difference over the 20 years plus has been, as you know, because we worked together for more than 20 years, is, there are no strings attached. We decide what we're going to talk about. We talk about it. Let the chips fall where they may. Sometimes that's not possible elsewhere, but it's always been possible here.
Raf and I have been working together. We worked on several productions, but Capitol Report is a show we do every week. Looks at public policy issues in New Jersey and which have national implications. But MetroFocus is a fascinating show that tell folks when they can see it, particularly WNT.
MetroFocus on 13, starting next week. We're shooting on October 1st.
Don't worry about it. We'll just keep plugging it. Go ahead.
It'll be Sundays at 7 p.m. And LIW is at 7 p.m. on Thursdays, and NJTV, it's 10:30 on Thursdays.
Check your local listings. MetroFocus, for people who don't know, by the way, go on the website, check it out. If you haven't seen it on the air, on public broadcasting, see it digitally. For those who don't know, it is different from Capitol Report. We're largely in the studio. You do things all over the place.
Yeah. Well, we're largely in the studio as well.
But you do tape pieces as well.
Yeah, and we have partners. We have partners with New York Times, for example. Right now we're doing a 6-part series, beautiful series, partnering that the New York Times shot, and then we have the reporters come, usually after those.
And your executive producer is
Sally Garner, a veteran from the networks, from CBS, from CNN. We couldn't ask for a better leader. And we have partners, and then we go out. We have Rick Carr, who does a lot of pieces for us outside. And of course, I talked about the A-team that was here when I came to Channel 13. Well, now we have, like that in stereo, because we have that community of stations from New Jersey and Long Island and New York that, and we have people like you, Mary Alice Williams, Mike Schneider, we have Jim Paymar, and we have Jack Ford and Harry Srinivasan, all of us work on
Harry
this.
does the weekend, the PBS NewsHour on the weekend, who's he's coming in here a little bit later to do one-on-one.
Oh, yeah? But all of us, we have this access to get this real A-team to work on this MetroFocus show. And MetroFocus, it's a local show. It's a local show that within the 20-mile radius, how many other local shows regularly interview Pulitzer Prize winners, Nobel Prize winners, Grammy winners, Academy Award winners? I mean, that says it all.
Yeah, I often, when I'm watching Rafa on MetroFocus, it's one thing to work with him on a regular basis on Capitol Report, and you're there across with him. And I will say this, not to make it too inside. Rafa and I, the way we work together is, people say, how do you co-host something with someone and how do you rehearse it? We have no rehearsal. Meaning, there's a lot of body language, eye contact, and we simply know what each other want to do when we want to do it. And Rafa will basically say, I'm not finished, so just stay over there. And in all seriousness, there's that sense of timing. Yeah. But when I watch you on MetroFocus, I will say to you, I will say to myself, when I'm watching you interview a Pulitzer Prize winning author or someone who's a musician, a cellist, somebody, I see you in a totally different light, not doing a certain kind of public policy thing. You love that.
Oh, yeah. To just sit and listen to these people. And I think that's another difference, right? We have the time. We don't interrupt. We don't try to make ourselves the stars of the interview. What we say in MetroFocus is we do interviews as smart conversations. We all try to do that all the time. But I think that's That's the hallmark. That's what we try to achieve, and I think that's what you see.
NYC Arts, want to plug it at all?
Well, it's great that, talk about the opportunity to talk to people like John Sayles and my good friend Oscar Welles, who unfortunately passed away last year, the Mambo Kings Pulitzer Prize winner, and other filmmakers. You get a chance to spend 12 minutes talking to these people about their art and the work. You've done that on this show as well. Nothing beats that.
Yeah. What's the message you have? It's interesting, Raf. What's the message you have for the audience of public broadcasting? You and I have often been on the air pitching for money, and we're not going to pitch for money now. But what is the message you'd like to say to all the folks who watch public broadcasting on a regular basis?
Well, I know that you've heard this. I hear it all the time. I heard it yesterday when somebody stops
30 seconds, go ahead.
Somebody stops you in the street and says, I don't watch anything but PBS. You always want to say, do you contribute? because that's the principal source that makes it all possible, and the principal source that makes it possible for us to have no strings attached.
It is an honor to not just have you here, but to be with you for 21 years. 21 years in public broadcasting and never had a fight.
We had two or three.
We don't talk about that in the air. Thank you, buddy.
My brother.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by Barnabas Health, the Fidelco Group, AmeriHealth Caritas, Adler Aphasia Center, Bloomfield College, the law firm of Gibbons PC, and by the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey. Promotional support provided by The Record, North Jersey's trusted source, and NorthJersey.com. And by New Jersey Monthly, the magazine of the Garden State, available at newsstands. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.